Thank you very much for watching this video. This is about the Oklahoma Cup that will come up in July. We will have three divisions. We will have an advanced upper division, basically an open division. So all tiers can play in that division so you can make your teams to make sure that you hit the cap. We're going to have a competitive division that everybody in that will have to be competitive or below. Also, we'll have a cap. And then we will have an intermediate backyard division, and all intermediate teams will have to have at least two backyard players, again, having to make the cap. You can't go over the cap on any one of these divisions. The reason why we're putting this video together is because there is something we're going to introduce that is new to the Oklahoma Cup this year. We're going to introduce what is called multi-match. And so basically, multi-match is a bracket style tournament with each leg of the bracket having mini games in it. So as the way we set this up is we're going to have two singles and three doubles. Each team will consist of four players. And so your four will be on one multi-match, and then your other part of your team will be on a different multi-match. We are not combining the brackets at the end. We're going to give points for your finishes of the bracket. And so both your teams will be able to jockey for points to help you out. So to try to explain this as best as I possibly can, as you can see, this you got singles, singles, and doubles. The cool thing about the multi-match is I can set up court one, two, and three to run simultaneously on this multi-match. So you're gonna come over to the tablet on one. You're gonna select who y'all want to play the first singles match, and then you're going to save and score. The same thing on court two will be the other singles match, and the same thing on court three will be the first doubles match. The disc doubles will be anybody that's not in the singles, and we'll go ahead and I'll explain that as I go through. So on this, for testing purposes, I'm going to use basic scoring just to show you all that how the bracket moves on. So Mr. Krabs and Donatello is playing this game. Mr. Krabs wins and gets this taken care of. So we're going to hit submit, and Mr. Crab won that one. At the same time that game is going on, Patrick Star and Leonardo is playing, and they're going to play, and Leonardo's going to win this one. If a team wins both singles, a tiebreaker is possible. If one team wins one singles and a second wins the other singles, the other team wins the other singles, there is no tie possibility. So in this match, there's no tie possibility. I'll explain the tie in just a second. So at the same time, these two games are going. This is going on court three, and SpongeBob Squidward, Michelangelo, and Raphael is playing this game. So we're going to give the Turtles the game on this one. All right. As you can see, the Turtles now have a 3-1 win here. So on this doubles, the four players that were in these games, the two singles, is going to play this doubles. And if they got done with their singles before this game is going, it'll just default to court one, and they can go ahead and play it and get it over with, in which I hope that happens. So Mr. Crab Patrick, Donatello Leonardo, save. And Mr. Krabs just gets really crabby and he wins. All right. So now we've got a tie here, but the match is not over. So that's not actually a tiebreaker. Whoever wins this game moves on in the winner side of the bracket, and whoever loses this game will go to the loser side of the bracket. And here's the strategy that we want to make sure that everybody knows. Here's your original partners over here, but they realize that SpongeBob and Patrick is actually throwing better for the day. So in this doubles, SpongeBob and Patrick can play. And then they realize in this matchup, they really think that Michelangelo and Raphael's the better two players. Even though they played this match, they can continue to play together and go. So there's no issues with that. And we're going to give the Turtles the win. And now they're all high-fiving, saying Cowabunga. And they win. So when it gets to this part of it, Turtles win. You submit all matches, and it will move on the bracket, as you can see here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the winner side, the Teeny Bottoms in the bottom side, or the loser side. So to show y'all what happens on a tiebreaker game. And this game is going on courts 4, 5, and 6 at the same time as the other game. So it's not, I just have no way of showing y'all the games going concurrent. But um, so again, here singles, they're going to use Bruce Wayne and Black Widow playing this game. And I personally think Marvel's better than DC, and nothing to our DC Cornhole group. I'm just DC Comics. Black Widow wins that game. And then in this game, Superman and Captain America. And because I want to force a tiebreaker in this game, Marvel wins again. And you'll see the tiebreaker here in a second. All right, again, at the same time these two games are playing, and yes, I know that I'm repeating myself, but it's just something I feel like that we really need to hit home on. So in this game, it was the two that were not playing in the singles, the Flash, Wonder Woman, Iron Man, and Thor. And Thor gets to lay down the hammer, and they win this game. But in this game, it's the people that were in the singles. So Bruce Wayne and Superman, Black Widow and Captain America. Again, this game can play as soon as y'all are done with your singles. You do not have to wait on this game. And DC decides that, hey, we're not going out like chumps here. We're going to win this game. And they win this game. And now this is the fifth game, and they get to decide who's playing. And they believe that Wonder Woman and Superman are the better team. And they believe that Captain America and Thor are a better team. And so they get to play it. And DC just comes out and wins. All right. So as we can see, it's now 4-4. We got a tiebreaker game. Tiebreaker games are going to be decided by the full crew. So kind of like a mini crew cup. And the reason why we did this is because we want to really, really focus on the teams and not an individual player. We want everybody to have fun. You're all getting to watch this and you're all getting to play this tiebreaker game. A tiebreaker, as you can tell, is not a guaranteed game. It only depends if the same team wins both singles and then you split these on here. So that would be the only way a tiebreaker happens. There could be a whole tournament bracket that has no tiebreaker. But with this testing, we're going to show it. And again, I believe Marvel is better than DC Comics, and we're going to win. All right, so we've got a win here. Marvel takes that extra point, and they submit, and everything is good to go. And as you can see, is that everything moved on in the bracket. Every leg of this bracket is the same format, even all the way down to the championship games here. I hope this helped y'all understand multi-match. I believe it is going to be really fun doing the teams. You're all going to be on the same area of courts. We're going to call them pods. And so we'll have a pod one, pod two, pod three, and each pod will end up having three courts assigned to that pod. I know that listening to me is not the greatest thing. I've heard y'all talk about me being on the mic, but it was the only way I could get this out to y'all. If you have any questions, please reach out to your director on there. Let ask the questions there. They do have a director's guide that shows the cup. It shows all the caps. So reach out to them. If they do not know the answer, they will reach out to us as OCA, and we will get an answer to them. And then that way it just keeps the line of communications correct and it's all seamless that way. Again, we definitely are very, very excited about this. We definitely hope everything works out. Um, Remember, there will be an advanced open division. Anybody can play in that to make up your team's cap. And then in the competitive, anybody below competitive tier will be able to play in that as long as it stays under the cap. And then the intermediate rec division will basically be they have to have at least at least two rec players on there. So again, let's have fun with this. We've got a couple more months. This is in July. The PPR list will be out on May 1st. Before anybody tells y'all that it's going to be a new bump, it is not going to be a new bump. It's just going to be the current PPR as of May 1st. And they're still locked in their tiers, so a few will be over their tier, but it's the way that we're going to do it. Uh, and you'll still just be able to build off of the PPRs. Again, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this, and we hope to see you at the Oklahoma Cup.